Hey there, pirates. Welcome aboard the Anime No Me channel. Shanks is the real villain of One Piece, and Oda only showed us his brother to throw us off. And now, we're going to reveal everything to you. Guys, today the channel is doing what nobody else has had the guts to do. Put Shanks on trial and ask out loud, what if the red-haired man we've idolized since Chapter 1 is actually the true final villain of One Piece? Not Emu, not Blackbeard, not Akainu. Shanks. The guy who gave Luffy the hat, who saved him, who stopped Marineford with a single look, exactly because of all that. The more light someone shines on themselves, the bigger the shadow they hide behind. Let's start with the elephant in the room that everyone pretended was just decoration. Chapter 1157, or whatever the latest one is, you know. We found out that the one who showed up in Mary Joyce to talk with the Gorosei wasn't Shanks. It was his twin brother, the so-called Shamrock, or Figureland Shamrock. Same red hair, scar on the opposite eye, same aura. The internet screamed, "Great! Shanks is clean." I say the opposite. That was the biggest magic trick Oda has ever pulled. He showed us the rabbit in the hat to hide the wolf that's been standing off stage the whole time. Think about it. In 27 years of manga, Shanks has appeared only a handful of times. Always at the perfect moment, always with the exact information he needs. Always leaving before the bill comes due. He shows up in Fuchsia, gives Luffy the hat, loses his arm on purpose. Yes, on purpose, he's a Yonko. He doesn't lose an arm to a Sea King by accident. Then he vanishes for 10 years. Reappears at Marineford, stops the war, says enough, talks to the Gorosei, or so we thought, threatens anyone who'd touch Luffy, and disappears again. Then he shows up outside Wano, feels Gear 5th awaken, smiles, and says, "It's finally time." Time for what, Shanks? Time for what, exactly? Now put that together with what we know about Shamrock. The twin brother works for the world government. He's a Figureland celestial family. Sat with the Gorosei like he owned the place. Talked about balance. Mentioned a certain pirate who could disrupt things. Everyone assumed he meant Luffy, but what if he didn't? What if the certain pirate that needs to be stopped is Shanks himself? What if Shamrock is inside trying to hold back the brother who's gone rogue? Look at the cold chronology. Shanks is the only Yonko who's never truly hunted the One Piece. He has the road poneglyph info in his head, inherited from Roger. He has the power to take on anyone. He has a ridiculously strong crew, and still he just drinks sake on random islands. Why? Because he doesn't want to find the One Piece. He wants to control who does. He wants it to be Luffy, and he wants it to happen exactly the way he planned. Go back to Chapter 1. Shanks bets on Luffy. He doesn't just believe in him. He bets like someone playing chess who sacrifices his own arm to remove one piece, the Sea King, and set another piece, Luffy, on the right path. Then he disappears for 10 years, letting the kid almost die in Logtown, Alabasta, Skypiea, Enies Lobby, Marineford, and only shows up when the plan is truly at risk. Marineford was when the whole board almost collapsed. Ace dead, Luffy nearly dead, the plan in shambles. Shanks shows up, stops everything, threatens the world, takes the bodies of Ace and Whitebeard. Why? What did he want their bodies for? And disappears again. Then silence. Until Wano, outside the country, he's sitting there drinking, waiting for Luffy to awaken Gear 5th. When it happens, he smiles. Relieved. Relieved why? Because the pawn finally became a queen at the perfect time. Now, Luffy is strong enough to fulfill the destiny Shanks wrote for him. And the meeting with the Gorosei, we thought it was him. It was the brother. But who says they're not playing on the same team? Or worse, who says Shamrock isn't the good guy trying to stop his own brother who betrayed his celestial family? Because the Figurelands are at the top of the world. Shanks abandoned the surname, became a pirate, sailed with Roger, saw what's in Laugh Tale, and decided the world must never know. He decided only one person is allowed to learn the truth on his terms. Think about what Roger said before he died. "I left everything in that place." Shanks was there. He heard it. He knows what the One Piece is, and still he never went after it. Because he doesn't want anyone getting there, or he only wants one person to reach it. And that person is the kid he can manipulate most easily. The straw hat isn't a gift, it's a leash. The hat, Roger gave Shanks. Shanks gave Luffy. It's a symbol of succession, but also of control. When you're strong enough to surpass me, give the hat back. Translation, when you're strong enough to do what I need you to do, I'll come collect. And what does he want? Destroy the current world? Not the way Luffy thinks, with freedom and partying. Shanks wants to destroy it his way. Maybe he saw in Laugh Tale that the One Piece can only be activated by someone with the initial D, but the price is too high. Maybe he decided the world has to be destroyed and rebuilt, but in a controlled way, with someone he's molded since childhood, someone who trusts him blindly, someone who'll never suspect their mentor. And the final proof that's been sitting in our faces, Shanks has never not once told Luffy anything about Laugh Tale. Not a word, not a hint, not a beware of this or watch out for that, nothing. He left the kid blind, chasing a dream Shanks himself planted in his head. That's not a mentor, that's a master manipulator. The curtain has already fallen. Luffy is an Elbaf, Gear 5th, lighting up the sky. The whole world heard Vegapunk's broadcast. The sea is rising, the Gorosei are hunting, and Shanks finally moves. He doesn't send a message, he shows up in person. For the first time since Marineford, the redhead steps on the same ground as Luffy without being drunk or just passing by. And his smile isn't the smile of a proud mentor. It's the smile of someone watching a chess piece arrive exactly where he marked it with a red pen 25 years ago. The scene is simple and cuts deep. Sunset, two redheads standing face to face by Elbaf's sacred giant tree. Luffy flashes that 32-tooth grin. Shanks, you finally came to get me for the duel you promised. Shanks answers with surgical calm. I didn't come for a duel, kid. I came for the hat. You've grown enough. Silence. Even the giants stop breathing. Luffy laughs, thinking it's a joke. Are you crazy? I'm not even the Pirate King yet. Shanks, you will be, but only the way I allow. Then Conqueror's haki explodes, not Luffy's. Shanks, a haki so dense the entire sky darkens like even the sun is afraid. Trees fall, giants faint by the dozens, and Zoro opens his good eye wide and speaks for the first time in ages. This guy was hiding all this? He doesn't want to become Pirate King. He wants to be the last Pirate King, the final judge. That's why he created Luffy. He needed someone with the D, bloodline, with insane willpower, with the Nika fruit, but naive enough to follow the script. The hat was a GPS. Every one of Luffy's near deaths was just a training checkpoint. Marineford was the final exam. The awakening in Wano was the green light. Now that the pawn has become a queen, it's time to remove it from the board. The fight starts, and it's the saddest thing Oda has ever drawn. Luffy attacks with everything Gear 5th at full power, the sky turning to rubber, his laughter echoing. Shanks dodges effortlessly, slicing the air with Griffin, each strike carrying Conqueror's haki so advanced, it wipes the smile off Luffy's face for the first time in his life. The redhead isn't fighting to win, he's teaching, showing the student he never even got close to the master. In the middle of the exchange, Shanks says calmly, "You think freedom means letting everyone do whatever they want? I saw what happens when everyone does what they want. The Void Century was that. Joy Boy thought he could free everyone at once. Result? The world sank. I'm not letting it happen again." Bleeding, Luffy asks, "So what are you gonna do? Kill everyone who dreams?" Shanks, "No, just kill the dream. You'll reach Laugh Tale, you'll see the truth, and you'll choose not to activate anything, because I'll be there to make sure you choose right." That's when Zoro, Sanji, Jinbe, the whole crew steps in front of Luffy. Shanks drops all of them with a single pulse of haki, doesn't kill them, just keeps them alive to watch, because he needs Luffy to see no one can protect him from him. The final blow isn't physical. Shanks holds the straw hat in front of Luffy and says, "Give back what's mine and I'll let your friends live. Keep it, and I'll erase them all before you can blink." Luffy looks at the hat, looks at his fallen friends, looks at the rising sea caused by Vegapunk's broadcast, and he does the unthinkable. He takes the hat from Shanks' hand with a sad smile and puts it back on his own head. This hat was never yours. It was Roger's. Then it became mine, and now it's staying mine. Because I'm not choosing what you want. I'm choosing what Ace died believing in, what Sabo's fighting for, what Roger laughed about before he died. The sky cracks. Their haki clashes so violently, all of Elbaf trembles. And for the first time, Shanks loses his smile, because he realizes the student didn't just surpass the master, he broke the entire board. The fight doesn't end. It truly begins. It's no longer mentor versus student. It's the last guardian of the old world versus the first king of the new. And the entire world will have to choose a side when the red-haired man we all loved reveals that the greatest villain was never sitting on an empty throne. He was holding the hat the whole time. That was today's content. We hope you liked it and want to share your opinion on the subject. Don't forget to share the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and stay amazing.